Alrighty, so here we are with Razorblade Dolls.
Hello, Dallas.
There's a lot of you, so let's run down the line and introduce everybody. Let's start on the left. Your name and what do you play?
I'm Hells and I play guitar.
All right.
I'm Scar and I play guitar.
I'm Caven, I play drums.
I'm Chris, I sing.
I'm Ross Stitches, I play bass.
Okay. So who did the sequencing? Was it a compilation of people or?
It's used, a lot of the sequencing is just kind of, well, it has been me and him, some him. And that song was actually produced by Chris Telks.
Okay.
Which he did an excellent job on. So, you know, he added some to that.
Now, you guys have a very interesting history about how you all came to be like one band, because some of you have had all kinds of other little projects that some of you have been in multiple projects with each other before, and it kind of merged and changed and finally came out as this.
Right.
So what are some of the past projects that you guys have been involved with?
Us four were in Trendkill Clinic.
Yeah.
Explain us for.
Yeah. Nope.
Us four, like you can see that. Hells, myself, Caven, and Raw, we were all in Trendkill Clinic.
Okay.
That's our prior project.
Now, you also had something else going on, too, right?
Yeah, I was.
Get a little closer to the mic. It's not picking up all that way.
Yeah, I was in a band before I joined Turkill Clinic called Murder 13.
Murder 13. And that's actually splintered off in some other directions, too, now. Mickey, your drummer, has a new project. I can't remember the name of it. What is Mickey's new project's name? I'm feeling horrible now, especially since I brought it up, and now I can't remember. I feel horrible.
And Chris Smith has also been in the band recently.
I've been in several bands before I joined this one, but they're not big enough to talk about.
Well,
hit the mark.
Anything that ever played out live, you never know. Somebody out there might be listening and go, oh, yeah, I got them.
Skin Deep was the only one worth talking about.
There you go. Now, do you guys have a central, like, concept behind the music of the Razorblade Dolls at all? Is there, like, any kind of emotional, political, otherwise message that tends to come through in a lot of your songs, or?
We're all horror fans.
It's driven by a lot of horror.
A lot of gore.
A lot of horror movies play into it, and then
So what are some of your favorite horror flicks?
just me or us as a whole.
As a whole.
Go for it, Chris.
You go for it, I'm trying to think.
Put you on the spot, sorry.
I like Debbie Does Dallas.
That is a horror flick.
That was pretty horrific.
I don't know, I like all the classics like Frankenstein and all the black and whites.
There you go.
And I like a lot of the Italian horror that's really gory.
Yeah,
I like
I'm a
horror
big
action,
fan
too.
of the old German stuff, the like the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and
Nosferatu.
yeah.
Nosferatu was good.
I like the more gory. I like the stuff with a lot of gore. It doesn't really have to be scary as long as someone's guts are getting ripped out. That's the kind of shit I
I
like.
like Fulci.
Oops.
Awesome. Have you ever seen the opening sequence to Suicide Club?
I don't know if I have or not.
That is my favorite gore flick in any movie ever. It's a Japanese horror flick, so most of it isn't all that
A lot of subtitles.
horrific. But the opening sequence of it, you get like, I don't know, about 50 Japanese schoolgirls at a subway stop, and they all get hand in hand, and they sing some little nursery rhyme, and as the train comes up, they all just jump right in front of the train.
Awesome.
And the next scene is inside the train with all the blood gushing in and people freaking out and, you know, like plaid skirts flying, and it's a wonderful, I don't know how much fake blood they used in it, but it's a wonderful opening
Gonna have to
sequence.
see that.
Yeah, you may not like the rest of the movie, but the opening sequence makes it worth the
Yeah,
rent.
rewind it, play it in slow motion.
I don't
did
know.
that with
I like the
Final
movie, but
Destination.
it's very Japanese horror. It ends in a very weird, like, Japanese David Bowie type thing.
Well, that's cool.
It's a fun one. And speaking of horror movies, there's this big thing going on this weekend that you guys have some involvement in.
It's the Texas Frightmare weekend. I mean, they were doing live bands for a while, and now it's just, I mean, you can go out there and get a booth, but they're sponsoring and promoting shouldn't say sponsoring, the show tomorrow, or
Yeah, they're
tomorrow night.
sponsoring it.
Yeah,
Oh,
our
they're
record label
sponsoring.
has a booth out there, Zoviet Records.
But
So
tomorrow
what is
night's-
Frightmare Weekend? It's a horror movie festival,
It's
but
a
in
horror
what?
convention.
It's a
yeah.
horror convention. It's all weekend long.
Okay, so you're going to have, like, horror movie actors and actresses probably present.
Yes.
You're going to have, all kinds of normal convention type stuff. You said there's no live bands anymore, so I'm assuming they're going to have movie screenings.
Yes.
Any other like daytime activities, like maybe talks
have
with
panels.
directors? Okay.
They have a lot of panels, question and answers. They do like little awards.
And we'll be out there with our new remix CD,
There you go.
They Kill,
Um,
and T-shirts.
yeah.
So come buy stuff.
Plenty of
Oh. So, let's see. You guys have a new CD coming out, I hear too.
Yeah, after the remix CD, our first album will be coming out.
Oh, it's the first. I thought you already had some stuff.
Not as
No.
the Razorblade Dolls.
Okay. All right. So the grand debut release.
TBA, to be announced soon. Got
Soon.
a couple of more songs to record, and then
How about
It'll be
how
done.
far? How many songs have you laid down so far?
there's 7.
Okay, so
and we
you
got,
are
like,
almost
3
there.
more.
Yeah. There you go. Are you
It's gonna
excited?
be huge.
It's gonna blow up.
Huge.
Razorblade Dolls do Dallas and beyond, right? Yeehaw. So, are there any other themes besides the whole horror thing in your music?
And we have some political standpoint, some emotional standpoint, but for the most part, we project it in a way that can be perceived as horror.
Political to me is horror. What it is.
Yeah.
And the way
Yeah.
things are.
Well, you
It's all
know,
horror.
people keep making the comparisons of modern day to the book 1984, which was just as much as a horror book as it was a sci-fi book.
It's all horror. The news is horror.
Well, sci-fi
Big
is really
Brother.
just a genre of
George
horror,
Bush.
really.
Not just
Very
politics.
horrifying.
Just the news in general. You turn it on and it's horror.
Those terrorists are bad.
I saw the most wrong Valentine's Day, and it's just been, or Valentine's card. It's been sticking with me ever since. It's a little cartoony drawing, and it's got the World Trade Center, and one is burning, and the other one has a plane that's about to fall into it, and the caption for it says, "I'm falling for you."
Huh.
I think somebody put that on.
That doesn't sit well with a lot of people.
I know.
Hey, Chris drew that.
It burned itself in my brain though. I can't tell whether it's because it was so shocking or because I didn't really respond as much as I thought I should to it.
That's
I
the
was just like,
horror.
oh yeah,
People are
another,
immune
you
to
know,
it now.
yeah. It's kind of getting to a point where people are deadened a little bit to a lot of things.
You know, who cares?
I think somebody's at a point where if you showed Faces of Death on network television, nobody would see a difference between that.
No,
and
we
the
watched
local
Faces
news.
of Death in my 8th grade health class.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Did
we
you
snuck
really?
it in. Teacher left. We.
Oh, see, that's how.
Wasn't brought in by the teacher.
Yeah, no, the teacher didn't bring it in, but we watched it. It
There
tells
you
you how
go.
good of a teacher she was.
What city did you go to school in?
I'd rather not tell you.
Did you grow up around here?
You could say that.
I'd rather not say.
Awesome. So this other track, have you guys even heard this yet? This remix of Sonic
Oh, yeah.
Noise Terrors?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way he showed it to you, it looked like you were seeing the CD for the first time.
We're
CD
seeing the
art.
CD art and
Yeah.
everything put
Okay.
together.
It features a very lovely disemboweled, or not disemboweled. Well, I guess he is disemboweled on the inside. There is a pig, who is really. PETA would not agree with the CD.
Is that my ex-wife?
Well, it
That's-
depends on what kind of pita. Like if you're talking about pita bread,
I'm talking about the PETA with
because
the
if
E.
that's cooked and you put it in pita bread, it'd probably be pretty
Well,
good.
the pig in the picture was killed kosher,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
so
That makes
would
it-
agree. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's his
and it was
ex-wife.
eaten.
was it okay?
Yeah.
We didn't kill the pig. We found it that way.
It's gonna be on stage tomorrow night.
Will it really?
Yes.
How old is it at this point?
In that
Uh,
picture, oh, who knows?
Mm.
Smelled pretty bad though.
We're gonna take a chainsaw to it tomorrow night.
Are you
It-
really?
It's been baked,
He's in a
Oh,
freezer.
okay.
so you could eat it if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah. So it's not
And
like
then
you
its
know
intestines and
rotten
guts are
pork
going
flying through the
everywhere.
air.
those
You
are
know.
There'll be
Salmonella
tons
for
of
life.
blood and meat flying.
If you
tomorrow
come to the
night.
front of the stage, you're gonna get messy.
Should it be like a Gallagher show with people bringing the raincoats and like holding them up at significant
Sure.
points?
They should.
It's
If
like
they do that though, that just is going to antagonize us more.
Oh,
but
totally.
We
It's
don't
like-
use watermelons,
that's the
we
best
use
part.
heads.
it's like guar, but not funny at all.
Yeah.
It's more
Blood's
like
real.
oh wow.
People
I
usually
didn't
just kind of
expect
are
that.
like, yay.
When we first got together, that's how the reaction was. We first started using all the gore, and then we'd end a song, and nobody would back off, but nobody would clap. It'd just be
Kind of sitting there with their mouths
silence.
open.
Yeah, and then they'd have to go, oh, it's okay.
You know, it always makes me wonder what Gigi Allen's first audiences thought. Like, after a while, people knew him for that and came to expect it. But, like, his first audiences, what did they think when he started?
Well, I don't think that he started out doing that stuff. I think that he had a fan base. He kind of slowly, you know, started throwing that in his act because he just kind of started getting crazier and crazier.
They thought,
And you watch the videos from him, and you see him, and he's up there naked with
Poopy.
feces rubbed all over him.
Yeah.
And there's guys, you know, standing in the audience, and they're rocking out. You know, like this
And then you
is
see some
cool.
people backing up. Why are we talking about Gigi Allen and
and a
his
guy,
poop?
we threw our meat,
We
or
always
like,
talk about poop.
we threw our intestines and whatnot at the audience, and then later on.
Your own
Scar-
intestines?
No, the pig intestines.
Okay.
or whatnot. Scar told
I've got
me-
plenty of intestines to throw, though.
Scar told me, he goes, "Oh, did you see the guy who picked it up off the floor and ate it in front of
Oh.
put it in his
Oh,
mouth?"
yeah. Some
Yeah.
people
We
pick it
saw
up
that
off the
happen when we
floor.
just-
That's
Oh,
hardcore.
Yeah, a guy
Yeah.
got hit with a piece of raw liver,
He put it in his mouth.
and he put it in his mouth, which the double wide was mad at us for a long time because it smelled like, you know, fishing
Raw
with
liver?
your dad.
We got that taken care
We
of.
did that
though.
in the middle of the summer, too.
Oh.
It was probably the worst
Now we-
time to...
Now we've
Ooh.
got plastic that we put down and we pick up after ourselves. Beforehand, we just kind of left it.
very
damaged.
Yeah, we
Considerate of you.
clean up after ourselves now.
There you go. There you go. I
But
know.
it's rare.
We wipe.
With your sanitary handy wipes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And lots of
A
Lysol.
lot of Lysol.
Febreze. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming up
Thank you.
tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Um,
We love you.